Hey y'all, it's Serenity. Welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about Hulu's hit newest show, The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. So guys, this is a show that I did not know was in the making. I had no clue. Impossible, impossible, impossible. Which is kind of surprising because I've been all in the Mormon mommy atmosphere for the past couple of years. I follow a few Mormon family bloggers here on YouTube, one of them being Not Enough Nelsons. I really admire their lifestyle and how they care so much for their faith, and they bring it and incorporate it throughout their channels. And I know a lot of people say it's controversial to do family vlogging, as well as don't believe that they're truly Mormon enough to claim the LDS church. However, they definitely are members. Some of them on the show are active members and some of them are ex-members, but they all come together because they do relate over growing up in the LDS faith. So guys, now I'm just gonna read straight off of my notes. This entire show was inspired by the whole 2022 MomTok scandal involving Taylor Frankie Paul and one other undisclosed member of the original MomTok group, their husband, and another outside couple. MomTok was a group of Mormon moms who would film TikTok dances together in late May of 2022. Taylor Frankie Paul explained to the internet that her marriage was coming to an end because she broke the arrangement that the couples made. They were soft swinging, but she ended up catching feelings for another husband in the group. So basically, soft swinging is like doing sexual activities with other couples while the other person in your couple, your partner, is there, and that was part of their agreement. Like, as long as everyone there was involved and consented to what was going on, everything was fine. So basically how this got out of control is Taylor Frankie Paul and another husband in the group basically would go off and do their own thing without their partners knowing, and that was what was the nefarious part of it. So she came to the internet defending herself and her name because she was being labeled as a husband stealer and all these crazy names. And while that was kind of true, a lot of the details and information was left out that is kind of vital to the story, that they were all swinging. So everybody was kind of sleeping with everybody's husband, and it wasn't just her. They just went off and did it alone. So the original group of women is not who this show is centered about. It's actually a group of women who kind of replaced the original group of women.
Everyone's replaceable.
Some of them were kind of there as the original group was fizzling out a little bit, and some of them are just completely new members to their whole MomTok thing. The only original member is Taylor Frankie Paul. In the show, they like to say that Whitney and Macy and Layla were also there, but they actually didn't get there until late 2023 when all of that drama had already surpassed. Why I think that this show is so interesting. These group of women represent that everyone's path with religion is different. Some people struggle to follow the rules, some people are excellent at following the rules, but everyone has their religious roots and values and they still believe in it, while others in the group are more steady and firm in their faith but still have certain questions about the religion. As the show started off, you could tell that certain members of the cast really wanted to push the envelope of Mormon wives. They wanted to show that Mormon women could also be feminists and they could also empower themselves by doing things that the Mormon religion doesn't openly accept and talk about. And that was something that I really enjoyed about the show, because although I'm not Mormon, I am a Christian, and a lot of the things kind of intersect and cross over with each other, because with the religion, people think that you have to be a certain way. You have to have this cookie cutter image of what it's like to be a Christian woman, and in reality, sometimes it really is all about the faith that you believe in. At the end of the day, you believe in that, and everybody is trying to apply those rules the best that they can, and they're working on it. And the fact of the matter is that everybody has their own relationship with God, and that comes out in different ways. Ranking mom talk. So guys, I was gonna kind of do like a ranking video here, and I might still do it. I might right now do a voiceover of me ranking the cast members on the tier list site. So guys, this is based off of my own opinion. I think every single last one of these women are good and they're good people, and I think that sometimes, it's not black or white, and this is a TV show. So this is based on the editing of the show, and these are my rankings on the cast of season 1. I have heard rumors that a season 2 is expected to happen, so this could change in the future. So for number 1, I have Demi Ingeman. I'm putting her in the top category. I do believe that she was a really good advocate for feminists and for women of her religion on the show. She many times brought up the disparities that Mormon women face in their religion, and she made a safe space and open space for many of the women on the show to talk about how they felt about being in that religion. I really appreciated that of her because, as you guys know, they don't really always have a safe space to speak. Layla Taylor. So Layla Taylor is the only black cast member of the show, and for that alone, I'm going to give her a lot of props because that can be difficult to deal with. As she said in her intro, she is in the Mormon faith. It's really common for everyone to kind of look the same, kind of have that same blonde hair, blue eyes image, and just very white surrounding. And her being the only black woman on the show and being a black woman going to church, she would find herself being almost the only person in the room in a huge crowd of people, and for that alone I give her props. But also because on the show she didn't really cause too much drama in the group. She was always there and she was fun to watch. She was also the only single woman of the entire cast, and I thought that was cool and empowering as well because she just got a divorce to her husband and she was still thriving. Macy Neely. So Macy is interesting. Honestly, I was debating on putting her this high, but the reason why I do is because Macy, I would say she stuck up. She stuck up for all the girls and her friends, the people that she truly cares about. She stuck up for Taylor in front of her boyfriend many times. What's his name? Dakota. She stuck up for Taylor in her relationship many times, and she tried to tell Taylor how it was, and how she should be treated. And she voiced her opinions every time. She even sat down and had a conversation with him to work things out on many occasions. And you could tell that she really fought for her friends, even with Whitney, especially after the show when everyone kind of villainized Whitney and put her out to the side and she was kind of the outcast of the group. Macy was still there being a devil's advocate and reminding everyone that Whitney could just be thinking about it from a different angle, and that's because she was best friends with Whitney at one point, and just because they aren't so close anymore, she wasn't going to throw her under the bus, and I really admire her for that trait. Next, we have Michaela Matthews. Michaela Matthews has a very prominent skin condition that she does not know what the cause is, and that is something that is so incredibly sad. You could tell throughout the first couple of episodes she was really going through it. She wasn't really wearing any makeup, as all the other members of the group were very dolled up all the time, and you could tell she was going through a rough time, and life just really was giving it to her. She also, like Layla, was one of the quieter members on the show, but she was kind of more outspoken towards Whitney in the end. You can tell it's because Whitney was kind of doing them all dirty and she kind of just had enough, so she decided to finally say something about it, and for that I think Michaela is amazing. Then we had the famous Taylor Frankie Paul. So Taylor Frankie Paul, I'm rating her this low just because I'm not judging her for her past actions of swinging and all of that. I can really care less, to each its own. But the reason why she is so low on this list is because even though she did receive somewhat of a good edit on the show during this time, she was the reason why the season was a little bit choppy, where they had to film the pilot so early, and then the rest of the season was a little bit off. It seemed like they had finally decided to invite her back on because she did get arrested for a domestic violence situation with her boyfriend, where a chair that she threw accidentally hit her child, and that is not good. And so even though she redeemed herself in the end, she still made mistakes, and I have to hold her accountable for that. So that is why she is so low. So the next person that we have is Jennifer Affleck. Now, I would have put her above Taylor, but the reason why I put her under Taylor is just because it rubbed me the wrong way that every chance that she got, she was kind of name dropping the fact that her husband was second cousins with Ben Affleck, and that is a cool thing, but we didn't have to hear it every single time she got on the screen. And on top of that, self-proclaimed the most Mormon out of everyone in the group, and she was kind of using that to put others down at times. Well, she did not invite the sinners of the group, which was like half of the group, the people who have all been divorced and decide that they want to drink and partake in some activities that aren't particularly under the Mormon faith. She did kind of outcast them and not invite them to her baby moon because they weren't Mormon enough, and to me that kind of rubs me the wrong way. Everybody should be welcome in the church, and it's not who is holy enough to have a seat in the pews. So that kind of rubbed me the wrong way, and her husband is atrocious, so that is why she is so low. And we have Whitney Levitt. So Whitney is notoriously the villain of season 1. She just had a lot of moments where she was clearly power hungry. She really wanted to be the leader of the group, and she wanted Taylor out at all costs at the beginning. Throughout the season, it seemed like that tune kind of changed once they sat down and had that talk at the house, right before Demi came in and told her straight. But before that, it seemed like she kind of came guns a-blazing for Taylor, and I don't really understand where all that animosity came from, while she was simultaneously trying to sit pretty and play the victim. And it was just something about that was rubbing me the wrong way. Not to mention that she also blamed the fact that she moved to Hawaii on Taylor and that whole drama, when in reality it was because her husband cheated on her. Well, he made a Tinder account while they were still married, obviously, and she figured out about it thinking it was a joke. He said it wasn't. He apologized profusely, but that still hindered their relationship, and so they decided to pack their bags and go to Hawaii for 2 months. And like I said, y'all, I watch a lot of Mormon creators, so is there a reason why a lot of Mormons, mostly Mormon influencers, or is it just Mormon culture in general, why they go to Hawaii all the time? Like, I just want to know. What's the tea? Because, Mormons, like, another caveat is that Mormons believe in, like, doomsday, like the end of the world, and a lot of them have, like, crazy expensive, like, shelters that they upkeep. Like, it's part of their yearly budget, buying food for the shelters and making sure, like, everything's intact for shelters just in case, the world ends. So I do, like, have a theory, like, what if they know something that we don't, like something's going down, like we're gonna flee to Hawaii, and that's why they all have, like, houses in Hawaii, Now, I hope that didn't offend anyone. Love bug, love bug, get off my iPad. Okay, sorry y'all, I'm kind of like terrified of love bugs. It started in 4th grade when a love bug flew up my nose in recess, and I tried to sneeze it out and the guts came everywhere. I'm so sorry if that is incredibly graphic, but I have been terrified of love bugs ever since. Anyways, and last but not least, we have Jessie Negatikora. I don't know what her last name is, but I tried. She is a hairdresser, famously known for her company called Jay-Z Hair. Is it Jay-Z Hair? I don't know. I'll insert the TikTok here, but it looked like to a lot of people that it said Jizz Hair everywhere, and it rubbed a lot of people thought it was funny, and it rubbed them kind of the wrong way. But she explained that it's for Jay-Z. But you know, Jessie, she's actually kind of starting to grow on me in the post-show era. All of her interviews, I really resonate with her, but she is the least Mormon out of everyone in the show. She is the one who, with her husband, brought over alcohol to Jennifer's house when they were at the pool, and Jennifer's family home. You know, Jennifer is the most Mormon of the group, and so it was kind of disrespectful, and Jennifer felt a way about it, and I really agree with that. I'm not gonna lie, because if you know that someone does not drink and it's for religious reasons, and you know how important it is, and not to mention her extended family, her husband's family is there, you probably shouldn't be drinking. Like, it's just out of respect. So, and then to kind of like offer it to everybody else in the pool, knowing that they don't drink, it was really rude. So for that, and this is based off of the show, I have her at the bottom. And on top of that, she didn't really, like, I forgot she was a person a lot of the times, and maybe it's because they didn't give her a lot of screen time, but that's just why she is so low. And I put her under Whitney just because I will give Whitney the props that she was a very entertaining character to watch. The true villains of season 1, the men. The men introduced in the show were honestly the true villains. Dakota being Taylor Frankie Paul's boyfriend, and Zach being Jennifer Affleck's husband. Both of them exhibited very controlling behaviors on the show, and I'm not going to get too much into it because I don't want to talk on other people's relationships. You know, I wasn't a cast member of the show, so I didn't see everything behind the scenes, but from what we were shown on the show, they did kind of like, they were always trying to be in the mix. When it came to the girls trip that they're going to have in Vegas, both of those men decided to tag along. And Jen did say on the Bio Files in a post-show interview that she was the one who asked her husband to come with her on the trip. But once he was on the trip, we all saw how he was acting. He was going off the walls, AWOL, literally was gambling, using all of her money that night to gamble the night away, while simultaneously arguing her, threatening a divorce because she was at a Chip and Dale show, which she wasn't even at the show for real. She was standing in the front the entire time. She just went up there to meet the performers, and then she walked back out to the front, and she was not associated in it at all. But her husband did not want to hear any of it, and like I said, threatened a divorce. And when you watch this scene, it was just very triggering to a lot of women, I'm sure, because I'm sure so many women go through this, especially in the Mormon faith, even Christian women, because we have this sort of ideal image that you have to keep and uphold, and if even nothing is going on and it looks like something could be going on, you're going to get a lot of judgment and wrath for it. So Dakota, which is Taylor Frankie Paul's boyfriend, like Zach, seemed to be very controlling, but also very like manipulative. Some of the stuff that he was saying just didn't even seem like true, but like I said, it was highly edited show, so who knows. So y'all, is this an accurate representation of the LDS Church? Yes, I am not affiliated with the Mormon religion in any way. I'm a Christian, like I said earlier, but I do follow and watch a lot of mommy Mormon influencers. Many Mormon and ex-Mormon individuals speaking up about the show, saying that this is definitely an accurate representation of women's lifestyle in the LDS faith. On the show, here are a couple things that we saw that is very prevalent to Mormon culture. One of the women had a temple recommend. One of the women had a baby blessing. One of the women wore a garment, as well as we saw a garment bag in one of the episodes by the husband. They drank a lot of soda, which is very prevalent to Mormon culture. And hair extensions. A lot of hair extensions. The Mormon beauty standard is a very specific type of woman. Their hair and makeup is always done to a T. They have almost always having hair extensions, and even Jessie on the show was a hairstylist with her own hair extension brand. So y'all, I would definitely say that this show had a lot of moments that were very representative of the LDS faith, based off of my knowledge and what I hear other people in the religion saying it is to be. Anyways, thank you for watching today's video, y'all. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to come back for more. Bye.
Now when they see us in the streets, all they wanna do is take pics, and I'm like, okay. And when they hear us on the beat, all they wanna do is make hits, and I'm like, okay. Now when they see us in the streets,